So, parenting tip number 31 has to do with the power of positive affirmations. I think all children should learn how to believe in positive affirmations, how to write positive affirmations so they can rewire the negative mindset that seems to be the default of our brain. So oftentimes when you hear the self-criticism part of you, focusing on any judgments or feeling incompetent, that's normally your default. Your brain is just naturally going to be there. So it takes a lot of time to rewire our brains, and doing positive affirmations on a daily basis, if you can, will really help rewire those neurons so that you can start attracting positive situations, people, thoughts, and it will actually decrease your stress, decrease negative situations, and increase your overall happiness. So, my daughter, Sabrina, gave me 7 affirmations that I wanted to share with you. And she framed it. You folks don't have to frame it. You can put it on an index card, a post it note. But the main thing is introducing, the power of affirmations and let them know. It could be something as simple as a child who says, I don't have any friends. His affirmation or her affirmation would be, I easily make friends and I attract kind, generous friendships. Okay? So, my 7 affirmations that I would like to share. Number one, I befriend my fears because, after all, I created them. Sabrina made these 7 affirmations, and I think all seven of them, when I read them on Mother's Day, you can imagine being emotional. I cry all the time when my girls give me gifts, but these 7 really resonated with me, and it made me realize that I really need to start practicing saying it so I can rewire all the negative thoughts that have been programmed for the past 50 plus years. And I realize, even in my book, right, fears exist, anxiety and stress exist, but we do not have to give them power. We can just accept them, but do not engage with the fears and stresses that are part of us. Number two, I teach others about motherhood with confidence because I have 24 years of experience in the industry. This one made me laugh, and I just realized, you know what? Yeah, I do have 24 years of motherhood experience. Sometimes I don't think I'm an expert, but what I do have is just my experiences that I share. And if it just helps one parent, I will have fulfilled my passion. And I really have such a strong dream and passion to help parents parent with peace instead of with pain, because I have parented with pain way too long. Number three, I bring value to the world because no one would teach lessons the way I do. And I think a lot of times, especially, you just think, oh my gosh, so many other parents do it better. Or if you're in a field, so many other, fill in the blank. My daughter, Chelsea, is a cashier, first time ever. And so she thinks that she's the only one making these mistakes, but she just started. And I told her even seasoned cashiers make mistakes, right? I tell my students all the time, I might be an educator, have a college degree, but I also make math calculation mistakes or grammatical errors. None of us are exempt from making mistakes. So embracing that, but still feeling valued with whatever you have to share is valuable. You don't have to earn your worth. You are worthy just because you exist. Teach that to children so they don't feel incompetent. Having low self esteem can really, really hurt, just even believing in their dreams. Number four, I enjoy every step of my journey and revel in any small victory. This is what I'm learning to do, is when something small happens, like I had a couple people ask where they could get my book. And instead of focusing on, how most people don't really want my book or know about my book, I can focus on the little victories. Number five, I move forward no matter how daunting the task. I am courageous. I am more courageous than any fear. That one is a big one for me because sometimes I allow my fears and my stress to get the best of me, and I've decided to continue showing up. In the beginning, I wanted to do a parent tip of the day from I think the end of it was mid July, and I wanted to do it through August 3rd. Well, now that I'm doing parenting tip number 31, I've decided to extend my parenting tips because ultimately I would like to write a book about parenting tips. And I think if I had 100 of them, they don't have to be really long, but just tips that will help parents deal with the parenting challenges we face on a daily basis. Number 6, comparing myself to anyone else is a waste. If God wanted me to be someone else, I would be. This one is such a good affirmation, I think, for kids because all of us compare ourselves, right? Kids compare themselves to the kid who had 100% on their tests, and we don't really have what right. We our self esteem will be destroyed if we continue comparing ourselves with people who are doing better than us. We will always be able to find people who do lower or who don't excel the way that we excel, but we also don't want to compare, just comparison in general. I think it's a humanistic natural thing to do, but we really need to focus on just valuing ourselves exactly the way that we are, mistakes and all, and just know that comparing is should not even be in our vocabulary. I am competent in anything I put my mind to. And that is one that I think both of my daughters know that I struggle with feeling incompetent. Just before I did this video, if any of you were on Facebook Live in my Mama's Gotta Let Go group, I thought I had ended the live, but I hadn't. So I recorded 2 parenting tip videos and they were live. And my good friend, Mallory Nelson from Chicago, I will be interviewing her this Friday, called me and said, "Hey, Karen, you're still live." And I saw myself live going, "What? I thought I ended it." I did X out of it, but I did not put end meeting, so I was still on. I did delete both of those mini practice videos, so they are gone forever. But those of you who saw them, saw my incompetence at its best. But, Mallory was like, "You know what?" I told her, "Oh my gosh, how embarrassing." And she said, "No, you have nothing to be embarrassed about." And that's what Soul Sisters do. They encourage you. And, that's what my whole thing is. Embrace your mistakes. I'm glad that my dogs weren't barking or I accidentally swore because, we're all human. But that is parenting tip number 31. Stay tuned for tomorrow for tip 32. Bye.